All right, 25 tips in 2 minutes. We're gonna see how fast we can do this. And you're gonna wanna hold in here for the magic word that's gonna change your entire experience, as well as, do you tip in France? And if so, how? Don't stay near the Eiffel Tower. This is probably the most controversial take I've got on here, but like, it's not in the middle of town, despite what movies might make you think. It's really far away from everything that you're probably gonna wanna see and do. And it's not close to very much in the way of public transportation either. So, very lovely neighborhood, quiet, wonderful to walk around in, but don't stay near the Eiffel Tower. Stay central, stay close to Notre Dame. Draw a circle around Notre Dame, stay close to Notre Dame. That'll be the way to go. If you're wondering about power adapters, you're looking at a type C, E, or F adapter. It's the 2 prongs here that is compatible with a grounding as a whole or grounding as these slots on the sides. You're also able to plug your USB devices directly into a wall here. Whatever the power adapter you've got that you already plug your USB into is going to adapt to this just fine. Your laptop, your cell phone, whatever it is it's gonna charge is gonna be great. However, if you're looking to use a beard trimmer or something like that, you probably will blow a fuse, so I wouldn't use one of those. If you need to get a SIM card while you're in France for like a week or two, that's one of these tobacco stores. Easiest way to do it. There are a few other ways to do it. They're in my guide, but this one, pretty quick and simple. Also, the tips about tipping in France, still coming. Those green plus signs, those are pharmacy signs. If you're from California, Washington, Colorado, or a lot of the United States, it's not a dispensary. Only legal drugs there. Here, legal drugs that are legal here. Of course, even though they're legal, painkillers like ibuprofen are behind the counter. So if you want to buy something like ibuprofen, you're not going to find it on this side of the counter. Make sure to ask the pharmacist. If you need a 24-hour pharmacy, there's one at Place de la République, and there's another one on the Champs-Élysées. There aren't a ton of them around town. There's probably a few others, but those are 2 of the more central, easiest to find. Bada boom, bada bing! It's right by the Arc de Triomphe, and you can't miss it for all the gaudy lights. Like, this is the tamest it gets. And the other side, well, you've seen the other side. It's kind of silly. I was gonna put all of the emergency numbers on the screen, but it gets kind of confusing. So all you need to remember is 112. That's the European standard. It's like 911. It'll get you to somebody who will get you where you need to go. There are specific numbers. I'll put them on the screen in case you need them. 15, 17 numbers like that. But 112. If you're having a medical emergency, don't leave a comment below about, I don't want to hear about it here. Go call that number. If you need a medical appointment of some sort that's not an emergency, Doctolib. It's an amazing app that'll get you where you need to go. I'm not gonna say that it's the best coffee in Paris. It's a little bit pricey, but it does have the best view in Paris for coffee. Shakespeare & Company. You should definitely come by here and grab a coffee and check out the construction progress on Notre Dame. A couple of pointers on taxis, just to, to make sure that you don't get screwed. There's a flat rate back from the airport. If you're not gonna take the RER into town, you wanna take a taxi, flat rate. Don't go with one of the guys that are standing around in the terminal being like, taxi? Taxi? No. Go to the official taxi stand, pay the flat rate. It's in the 55 euro range. I mean, it depends on which side of the city you're going to, but that's a starter. Secondly, make sure that they take cards before you get in. At the airport, that's different, but here, if you're going to a taxi stand like this, and you don't have cash, make sure that they have a card reader, because some of them actually don't. Finally, make sure they have a functioning meter. Like if you get in and there's no meter, nothing running on the dashboard, that could be a scam. Get out. Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that one. Take a lot of photos. This is a bonus for you. Just while you're in the taxi, make sure you take some nice little videos and photos as you go by monuments and so forth. It's a fun opportunity to have the city moving around you that you don't always get as quickly when you're walking. And it's not safe when you're biking. Oh, also, now that you know about the flat rate, you can check against Uber when you're looking to get a ride and see if the deals are good, because Uber is sometimes super overpriced, but if you know going to the airport and you know what that flat rate is, I'm not gonna say what it is on camera right now because it might change by the time you're seeing this, then you can check it against Uber, and then are you getting screwed or are you getting a deal? Good, not a scam. Is it a scam? I don't think it's a scam. What are scams? If you want to get a unique view of Sacre Coeur without all the crowds and maybe in a nice, parky environment, go around back. There's a wonderful park back here that you can chill and enjoy a view of Sacre Coeur that's a little bit more unique than what you normally see. And, get that photo that your friends will all be like, how did you get that? I was in Paris, I didn't see that. Also, before we get too far into this, thanks to today's patron producer, Nolan Stamm, good old buddy of mine who's been supporting me for a really long time. If these tips are handy and you want more of them, it's one of the best ways to support the channel. Patreon.com/JSwanson. Moving on. you're going to be traveling by metro while you're here, one of the apps that you're going to want to get is EDF Mobilité, or the IDF Mobilities app, Ile-de-France Mobilities app. If you're on Apple, you'll be able to top up your Navigo and then put it on your phone, which you can then use as your Navigo, which is super handy to have as a backup, or is my primary now. If you're on Android, you can actually buy your tickets on your phone, which is what I do. The carnet 10, or the packet of 10 that you used to be able to buy in paper tickets, you can no longer buy in paper tickets, but if you have an Android phone, you should be able to buy them here, and then tap and go as you go. And if you're not going to be using the metro a ton, then pay as you go in that way, definitely cheaper. It's the way to go. Speaking of paper tickets are not transferable between buses and metros, but your Navigo is, so. Not all metro doors are automatic. Some have buttons, and others have hooks like this. We're getting to the whole magic word thing here shortly, don't you worry. Make sure to use the toilet before you leave any given restaurant, because they're not very easy to come across, and public toilets often look like this. Ugh. And as a toilet bonus, if you can't find it, it's probably downstairs. You can ask, but check the stairs. American? You can't turn right on red anywhere in Europe, but definitely not in France. The one exception to this is if you're on a bike and you see one of these signs that says you can turn right on red. Otherwise, if you're in a car, don't turn right on. It's not going to go well. Don't turn right on red, please. Also, quick hot tip, this light is for you here. Don't look across the street. The light across the street, not for you. That's a bonus. I'm giving away a lot of bonuses in this video already. Of course, if you find yourself at an intersection like this and you're not sure whether or not, let's say you should turn left safely because you can't tell if the other side of traffic is coming or going, that red cross in the background, that little red plus sign is basically the stoplight that they're facing bleeding through to you. So you can tell, hey, those guys have a red light. I am currently safe to go. Turn left, cross the street. Whatever it is you need to know, now you know it. Tipping in France isn't obligatory. However, it's always considered good form and rather nice to leave 1 or 2 euros in case of good service. American again? If you're still American? Well, you can't tip by card very easily here. You need to tell them before they ring you up so they add it to your bill. There's not going to be a spot to sign for it after. So make sure to let them know. Be sure to let them know, but it's better to leave cash because otherwise it may not make it to its intended target. The magic word that I've been referring to this entire time that's going to change your trip is bonjour. It sounds so simple and so straightforward and so incredibly obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people forget just to say bonjour when they enter any restaurant, establishment, whatever it is. It is the magic word. It'll change your entire experience. It's just polite, it's expected, and in France, formalities come first. It's a respect culture, not so much a pleasantries culture. Pleasantries come after the respect, and bonjour is the magic word that'll start you off in a very respectful way. All right, that's 25 tips in minutes. I think we made it just in time. If you want more tips, how to do Paris, where to stay, why you might want to stay there, how to avoid scams, and well over 200 recommendations on what to eat, drink, and do in Paris, check out my guide. Links below, parisinmypocket.com. You'll find, it's 156 pages long. It's basically a book. It's really good, well written. I think you'll enjoy it.